Hello student, this is SP Sharma with a lecture on reproduction in organism. This is the first chapter in your syllabus and very important in the term of various technical terms. We will start with some of the terms given in your book. The first of them is lifespan. What is lifespan? If we discuss life cycle of any organism, there are two events which predominantly took place in the complete life of the organism, that is birth and death. And the time period between the birth and natural death is known as lifespan. There is also time slot which is between birth and maturity to attain maturity. This time period is known as juvenile in animals and vegetative stage in plants. Now we will discuss about the reproduction. Reproduction is the process by which an organism gives rise to young one similar to itself, and it can be divided into two parts, that is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, it involves reduction it not involves reduction, division and fertilization, whereas in sexual reproduction it essentially involves reduction, division as well as fertilization to restore the previous one condition in the new organism. Now we will discuss about the asexual reproduction structure found in plants as well as in animals. The first one is budding, and the example is yeast. In yeast cell, there is a cell and the nucleus divides into two nucleus, and a bubble-like structure comes out from the cell, which is ultimately detached from the parent cell and form a new organism. This process is known as budding. It is also observed in hydra, in which a protuberance-like structure is found, which ultimately develops in a small hydra and detaches to create a new organism. And this one is zoospore. Zoospore is predominantly found in lower plants, that is algae, in which some flagella-like structures are present. That's why they are known as zoospore. And there are the motility organs which are formed in any algal cell. And the example is Chlamydomonas. Next one is conidia. Conidia is found in penicillium. The penicillium name is derived from the term penicillus, which denotes the appenting brush. And these are the minute structure, spherical structure. These are known as conidia. And next one is gemule. Gemule is found in sponges, which are lower animals. And after the liberation from the main animal, they can give rise to a new sponge. This is amoeba binary fission. In this, amoeba cell get divided into two cells, each containing a nucleus. This process is known as binary fission. And now we will discuss about the some plant reproductive structures. To differentiate from the asexual reproduction of animals, it is termed as vegetative reproduction. These are the vegetative reproductive bodies of the plants. First one is tuber of potato, in which some bud-like structures that are known as eyes are present on the tuber, and the separated eyes can give rise a new plant. And this one is rhizome of ginger. These are the roots. The cutting of this rhizome can give rise to a new ginger plant. This one is bulbil. These structures are found in the family of Liliaceae, and these are the aloe vera like plants are present in this family, and these are the minute leaf like structure, and a miniature of plant like structure is found which is known as bulbil. This one is leaf of bryophyllum, as you have seen it in your 10th class topic also. The leaf at the margin, there are some dormant buds on the cuts, and after the falling of leaf on the soil, moisturized soil, they can give rise a small miniature plants from that particular leaf. This is the offset of iconia. These are the leaf bunches present on offset, and the offset is the piece joining these two bunches. After the detachment from these leaves, it can give rise to a separate plant. Now we will discuss about some concept which will be helpful to study the sexual reproduction in plants as well as in animals. These are the some basic concepts. What are the homogametes and heterogametes? Homogamete denote a process in which male and female gamete both are similar to each other. It is also known as isogametes. If they are not similar, structurally similar as found in human being, then they can be termed as heterogametes. And second one is homothallic and heterothallic condition, which is found in plants. Homothallic and monoecious condition, in which male and female reproductive parts resides on same plant. But in the heterothallic and dioecious plant, male and female reproductive part on different plants, as in papaya. This one is the male plant having only male flower, and this one is female plant having only female flower. Unisexual and bisexual flowers can also be discussed in this topic. Unisexual flower, one type of unisexual flower is staminate type of flower, in which only male reproductive part, that is anthers, are present. Only anthers present, but ovary is absent in this type of uh, flower. This type of flower is known as staminate or unisexual male flower. Second one is unisexual female flower, in which only female reproductive part, that is gynosium, is present and the stamens are absent. This type of flower is known as unisexual female flower. And the flower having both of the sexual organs uh, within a single flower, this is known as bisexual flower. And this is bisexuality in animals. Bisexual animals are those animals which has both of the sex organs within a single animal body, and the example of this type of animals, bisexual animal, is earthworm and leech. And in unisexual animal, as you know, that human and cockroaches, frogs, etc. These are the unisexual animals in which male and female sex organs resides in different individuals. That are the some of the basic concepts. And now we will discuss about the sexual reproduction in plant. As given in your book, the whole sexual reproductive process in a plant can be divided into three parts. That is pre-fertilization event, which involves a very lengthy portion, and second one is fertilization, and third one is post-fertilization event. If you remember this diagram, it will also helpful in your second chapter, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plant. Now we will discuss the diagram. This is sporophyte. The plant body, a typical plant body of a angiosperm can be termed as sporophyte, which you can see around you. These are almost all of the plants are angiospermic plants, and these are sporophytes. Sporophyte produces flower, which produces anther and ovule in the flowers. Anther can be termed as Microsporangia, whereas ovule can be termed as Megasporangia, which is present in the ovary. In the anther, microspore mother cell gives rise pollen grains with the help of meiosis, and in Megasporangia, megaspore mother cell gives rise megaspore with the help of meiosis. Please note that in that particular situation, meiosis or reduction division takes place. That's why the diploid condition is changed into haploid condition in the form of pollen grain and megaspore. Pollen grain uh, reaches at the ovary with the help of pollination. There are various pollination agencies like wind, water, and some uh, other animal resources can also be helpful in the pollination, and they give rise their male gametophyte, and megaspore within the same ovary gives rise female gametophyte, that is known as embryo sac. In the embryo sac, an egg is formed, and in male gametophyte a male gamete is formed, and the combining of that two particular gametes is known as fertilization. After the fertilization process, zygote is formed. What is zygote? Zygote is first diploid cell formed after the fertilization is known as zygote. And after division starts, if one diploid cell divides into the two diploid cell, that can be termed as embryo. Uh, you can say the single diploid cell is known as zygote, whereas when division takes place, the multicellular stage is known as embryo. These are the combined stages. All the stages are known as embryogenesis. After the embryo formation, seed formation takes place, and after the germination, a sporophyte appears once again in the plant life cycle. This is the typical angiospermic life cycle, and you can explain sexual reproductive system in plants with the help of this particular diagram. In next diagram, we will discuss about the sexual reproduction in animals, which is particularly based on human being. As you seen in the plant reproduction, this is also divided into three parts, that is pre-fertilization events, fertilization, and post-fertilization events. These are the three events. One, the pre-fertilization, second one is fertilization, and the third one is post-fertilization events. As you know, that in human beings, male individuals and female individuals are separate from each other, having the different sex organ. In male individual, presence of testes. Testes encloses a diploid various cells, that is germinal epithelium, and germinal epithelium divides with the help of meiosis to form sperms. But in the female, the ovaries, two ovaries are present, and the germinal epithelium of the ovary, that is diploid, divides by meiosis and forms eggs. As in plants, sperm and egg both combines to give rise zygote, that can be termed as zygote, which is first diploid cell appearing after the fertilization is known as zygote. And if that zygote divides with the mitosis to form a multicellular structure, then it can be termed as embryo. All the developments occurring during the formation of complete fetus is known as embryogenesis. That are these are only 50% chance to having a male individual and 50% chances having a female individual. That depends on the sperms. If female receives X type of sperm, that then the individual will be female. If female receive Y type of sperm, then the embryo will be a male individual. Hope you have understood all the concepts of the sexual reproduction in plants and animals. In the both type of sexual reproduction, there are some things are common. Please remember both of the diagrams in plants and animals to explain all the things in sexual reproduction. Thank you.